This is Lowell Thomas speaking, flashing to you the news of the world, pictured by Fox Movietone.
Smart fashions in footwear. A rainy morning, no rubbers, but sure footing in shoes of gleaming waterproof patent leather with a new pearl luster finish. A shining example for the new year. Oxfords and pumps hold their own during the rainy season. And now, with clear afternoon skies, it is time to wear the more formal high-heel shoe. These exhibits are designed by Dan Porter. This Oxford is for cocktails. Evening brings the high-heel sandals with the open toes. Dance, be merry, and keep pace with the times in slippers fit for Cinderella.
The Flying Flea, flown by Clyde Pangburn, round-the-world conqueror of oceans. Look out, Pang, or it'll get in your hair. A flip of a finger starts the motor at Roosevelt Field, New York. Weight 350 pounds, 20-foot wing spread, 10 feet long, 20 horsepower, 4 gallons of gas. A French midget to sell for $300. And Clyde Pangburn is heading for a breathless takeoff. Watch that flea dip a wing and nearly crash. Right there, we nearly lost one of our greatest aviators, the man who flew round the world and the Pacific non-stop. It's a tricky flea in the air. Look out or it'll land in somebody's shirt. What the Festival of Lourdes is to Europe, this holy day is to South America. The pilgrimage to the mountain church at Penage near Rio, a sacred shrine. On the tip-top of a dizzy pinnacle of solid rock. 365 steps, as many as there are days in the year, leading upward. And each year the procession climbs them, many thousands from all over South America, in the hope of witnessing a miracle. Then the procession returns. Lourdes in the southern hemisphere. His farm policy hotly attacked and defended, the president defends the policy and attacks his critics. Before an agricultural mass meeting in Chicago, he talks to the farming half of the nation.
What you wanted and what you and I have endeavored to achieve was to put an end to the destructive forces that were threatening American agriculture. We sought to stop the rule of tooth and claw that threw farmers into bankruptcy or turned them virtually into serfs, forced them to let their buildings, fences, and machinery deteriorate, made them rob their soil of its God-given fertility, deprived their sons and daughters of a decent opportunity on the farm. To those days, I trust, the organized power of the nation has put an end forever. Yes, we strive for the United States of America. And if we shall succeed, as by God's help we will, America will point the way towards a better world.
The greatest air transport flight. The China Clipper, after 60 hours of flying time over the Pacific, and there's Manila. She's crammed with airmail. Letters that have flown the giant of oceans are treasure for stamp collectors. But what about this film? It flew the return flight 8,000 miles, then this continent. As the China Clipper lands, President Quezon is the new chief of the new Philippine Republic. The film of his inauguration was shipped by boat 2 weeks before this one was made. The inauguration picture is still on the ocean, while this later one is on the screen. A revolution in transportation. It's welcomed as the first great event for the independent Philippines. President Quezon sees a new tie with the United States as older ties are severed. And Captain Edwin Musick delivers a letter to the President.
Mr. President, we are particularly honored to present to you this airmail letter. It's from our President, the Honorable Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Captain Musick, I am highly honored to receive this letter from the President. I want to congratulate you, Captain Musick, and you gentlemen, for your successful flight.
New nation, new sky exploit. The landslide at the Grande Chartreuse. Heavy rains weakened the roadbed up the hill. Tons of earth slid down upon this distillery of world renown. The Carthusian monks in their Alpine monastery learned the secret of distilling mountain herbs. 800 years ago, a landslide of rocks destroyed the monastery. 300 years ago, it was burned. 30 years ago, the monks were expelled from France. In 1929, they began again to make chartreuse here. Now landslide, but the old chapel still stands. The deep vaults are intact, too. So they are pumping chartreuse. Giant vats and myriads of bottles kept in underground rock-hewn cellars, safe, 10 million francs worth. Good news for those who linger after dinner, as the French army defends chartreuse, green and white.
Broken bridges attest the relentless fury of the storm. 3 were swept away when the Cohansey River, swollen to record heights by bursting dams, became a raging torrent. 25 persons narrowly escaped death when this apartment, undermined by the floodwaters, crashed into the turbulent stream. 7 inches of rain fell during the cloudburst, and the river rolled through the town with the speed and power of a tidal wave. Embankments and locks were as effective as papier-mâché in withstanding the rush of the waters. Sea Scouts, right on the job, provide an emergency ferry. With all the bridges down, traffic to New York and New England is cut off. But, as always, where there's a will, there's a way.